Hi, my name is Danielle Bright. I teach first grade. A big part of digital citizenship is digital law. Digital law is the electronic responsibility for actions and deeds. Basically, that's the ethical use of technology. It's the rules. Just like we have to follow rules and laws in society and our everyday lives, we must also follow rules online. It is a crime to steal others' work or property. This includes hacking, downloading music, games, or movies illegally, creating destructive worms or viruses, sending spam, stealing identity, and plagiarizing. Plagiarism is what I'm mostly going to be talking about. The most common form of plagiarism is cut and paste. There's a difference between copyright and fair use. Students need to be taught what is cheating and what is actually okay to use from the internet. When you're not allowed to use something, it's copyrighted, but you can also use something's copyrighted fairly, and this video from commonsensemedia.org really outlines what's okay and what's not okay to use from the internet. It's very kid friendly. It really breaks it down and makes it easy for students to understand, so I highly recommend it for the classroom for pretty much any grade if you're trying to teach it to students. I'm going to show you a small portion of the video.
People's writing, artwork, videos, and images can be inspiring, but they're also easy to take without thinking twice. When people treat the internet like a free-for-all, legal and ethical situations can arise. That's why it's important to know about copyright and fair use. It would help you give and receive credit where credit is due. So what's a copyright? Copyright law protects your control over the creative work you make. It requires people to get your permission before they copy, rework, or share what you make. Most things that you find, download, and copy and paste from the internet are copyrighted. That doesn't mean that everything online is on lockdown and can't be used. It can, as long as you check who owns it, get permission to use it, give credit to the creator, buy it if necessary, and use it responsibly, then you're not stealing.
The video continues on to explain about fair use and how you shouldn't be using it for profit and you should only be using a part of it and incorporate your own creativity. In education, the biggest problem is plagiarism or cheating. This can be done with or without technology. If you are using the web or the internet, it is called cyber plagiarism, also known as cyber cheating. The most obvious form is copying and pasting. That's also the more deliberate form. But there's also ways you can cheat without even realizing it. And that usually is a result of someone not being educated properly. If you put something in your own words, but you don't cite the source properly, it's still considered cheating. An example of cyber plagiarism in the elementary grades is writing a research report on pandas. If a student gets facts from a National Geographic website and the student either copies word for word the site, even if it's just one sentence, a few sentences, or even the whole paper, or even if they put it in their own words but don't cite their sources, it's still cheating and it's still not giving credit where credit is due. This is more relevant in the higher grades, like third grade and up, where they're actually doing research reports and have to use a lot of sources. But it starts in first grade. Just with my first graders recently, they had to write a nonfiction book about something they're an expert on. And we don't require them to use sources. They don't even know what that means, but they still get facts from other books. They don't know how to put it in their own words. But why not start teaching them now? Why not start teaching them how to say what books they're learning the facts from and how to put it in their own words? Statistics from two different sources had results from different polls that about 60% of college students cyber cheat. In the Open Education Database source claims that 16.5% of those 60% of college students don't regret cheating. And the sad fact is they say those students who cheat get better grades than the honest ones, but I bet they aren't as successful in the job market. It starts in first grade. Students are gaining personal identity, sparking their creativity, and they need to learn to give credit where credit is due so that when it does come to future research projects, they have better ethics and morals than to cheat. This is a great lesson idea from commonsensemedia.org, and it really helps with um, understanding for students that they deserve proper credit for their work. It involves asking them to complete an art project and asking them, are you proud of your work? Which, if they put the effort into it, they're going to be very proud of their work. And then talk about credit and how do they get credit for that work? They put their name on it and the date and the title, and that's very important. And then this lesson talks about putting that artwork into a time capsule. And the point of the time capsule is kind of to help them understand the web. The web is more permanent. It's for all to see. You put your work in a time capsule, then in the future, people can see it even if you aren't around, and it's more available and more permanent. Ask the students, how would you feel if someone else said their work was yours? You weren't around and someone took credit for it. That's not fair. The bottom line is students deserve credit for their work, and it's not okay to take credit for someone else's work. And it's as I always tell my kids, you will succeed in life if you try your best. And cheating is not trying.